All right, what's up, everyone? In today's video, we're going to answer the question: is Apex 2.0 good? If you don't know, they recently just updated their whole website, their whole prop firm. Okay, they have newer accounts, new rules. Um, if you didn't know, a lot of people didn't like Apex, including myself back then, because they had the trailing drawdown and they didn't have end of day accounts. I know many other people don't like Apex or didn't like Apex because of the MAE rule and because there was a lot of payout denials. But Apex literally has done a 180 is what it looks like. And they now have end of day accounts. They say that there's not going to be any payout denials, and the way I think they're going to do this is basically you're not going to be able to request any payouts if you don't check off all the boxes, which I'll get more into later on. And then they also don't have any MAE rules, and they don't have that risk reward ratio, and they have a 50% consistency rule, which I know a lot of people don't like, but it's actually way better than their, I think it was 30% rule. Yeah, no. Yeah, before it was 30% consistency, now I guess it's 50, which is actually better. And then if you scroll down, you can see all of their accounts. They did just update this website like yesterday, so they do have to change the coloring here. Like you could barely see all the accounts. But if you're wondering, if you have an end of day trade ovate 50K account, which is what most people tend to buy, and or I would suggest to buy honestly, because it's the most easiest to pass, and it's easier to take slow. Okay, so it looks like the if you had a 50K trade ovate end of day account, and let's just say you use the coupon code, which if you want you could use code Lonnie, it'll come out to 29.55, which is a tad bit, is 10 more dollars than what it was before. If you bought accounts on the last 90% off sale, I think it was around $19 for a 50K intraday account. So it's not that much expensive, but it is a little bit pricier. Um, but let's get more into detail about all the accounts, right? So the new evalves, they're basically the same. And something that was a bit surprising was that the cost for the intraday and end of day evalves are the same, which usually a prop firm has cheaper intraday accounts than end of day accounts. Like if they have both, they'll make the intraday cheaper. Um, but on the evalves, they're the same. Okay, if you already know how evalves are, I mean, this is just basic, right? The 50K, you need 3,000 to pass. You have $2,000 of drawdown. It does look like the end of day evalve does have a daily loss limit, so I'd be careful, especially since it's a 1 day pass. Most people tend to kind of full port the account, which is fine, but when you do full port, you have to be aware that you do have a daily loss limit, okay, on the evalve. So be careful with that. Be careful with that. Also, I don't suggest you full port the eval, since it is end of day. There's really not a reason to rush it. If you do use intraday, then I mean, I'd say otherwise, right? It's intraday, it's gonna be harder to pass. You might as well YOLO it. So, if let's just say you haven't gotten funded before, you're kind of struggling, I would suggest you get end of day account and you just take it serious, take it slow, treat it like an actual funded account, and you might pass it that way. Okay, don't just try to pass it in 1 day because it's end of day, da da da. Anyways, let's just say you pass the account. So you do need an activation fee. If you get an intraday account, it is going to be cheaper. Just like how I mentioned. Um, so yeah, the activation fee is cheaper for the intraday accounts. It's going to be $80. For the end of day accounts, it's going to be $100, which I would say is pretty pricey, right? Especially if you're going to trade 20 accounts. I mean, what? Let's just do some calculations here. Let's just say you pass 20 accounts. 99 times 20. Yeah, that's going to be almost $2,000 to invest into 20 accounts. But let's just say you do invest that money and you do get the payout. You would, I'm not sure if it's 40x or 20x. You get a $40,000 payout if you get the max payout. So it's really up to you if you want to invest that much money into 20 accounts. The only person I would suggest invest 20 accounts into is a trader that has already passed accounts and that has already gotten payouts. Maybe it's even a trader that has gotten 10K months already. I would only look into having 20 accounts if you know you can definitely get a payout. If you definitely have a system that you could put into place. I wouldn't get 20 accounts, if it's like your first time getting funded or if it's your first time getting a payout. I would definitely take it slow, right? The only person I would suggest to get 20 accounts is someone who has already gotten payouts before, and for someone who is looking to scale into trading. Okay, not beginners. I do not suggest beginners get 20 accounts. It's gonna add up too quickly, okay, and it's gonna be bad. Just saying, just saying. I also tell people, like, if you use my code, please take it serious. I actually want you guys to succeed. It's already the third month of the year, which sounds crazy, but time's flying by, and I would hate for people to just full port their accounts and waste their time, waste their money. It's not good. So if you use my code, if you do plan on using these accounts, I do suggest you take it slow. Anyways, let's get back into the end of day PA accounts, right? Specifically the 50K accounts, because that's what most people use. Everything looks alright, right? You get an activation fee, you have that end of day drawdown. They do have a scaling plan, which is normal. The max contracts is 4, which if you have previous accounts, let's just say you got funded before the sale came out, you still have the same rules as before. Nothing changes about your older accounts. You still have those old rules. I think they're calling it legacy accounts. So for me, for example, currently I'm funded with 20 of their legacy accounts, their old accounts. So the old rules still apply to the older accounts. Okay, none of these new rules apply to me because I don't have the new accounts yet. What's next here? Daily loss limit. Of course, they have one, which is good. A bunch of people are gonna hate on a daily loss limit. I don't understand why. The daily loss limit is there to save you. Also, if we look at the daily loss limit on a 50K account on the eval, it's $1,000. Your daily loss limit on a 50K account should be $500. Okay, if you lose $1,000 on a 50K account, that's 50% of your drawdown, which is it's a pretty big amount to lose in just one day. Okay, I've also gotten this question many times, and it's, what's your daily loss limit on your 50K account? It's $500. Okay, it's very tight. I only risk 250 per trade, and then I aim for a 1-2, maybe a 1-3. It's very rare, but I keep things very small. And that's how I've managed to get payouts. They also, with the end of the APA accounts, they have 50% consistency, which is actually pretty good. Most people are gonna hate on this consistency rule. If you compare it to their past funded accounts, which was 30%, 50% is way better, way better. Also, let's look at the profit split. What other prop firm is gonna give you 100% of your payout? I don't think there's another prop firm that does that. Most other prop firms do a 90-10 split, which there's nothing wrong with, but 100% is going to be a better payout always. And then something to also note here is, this is new, max payouts. So it looks like for an account, there's going to be a max payout of 6. So I think once you get to the 6th payout, I think they either reset your accounts, right? No, they don't reset your accounts. You either stay in the sim environment or you get moved to live, or I don't know, maybe they're still banning people. I hope they don't ban actual traders. I hope if they do ban traders, it's traders that, are actually gambling. That's what I hope. I hope that if they ban a trader, it's not like, oh, you've made too much money. But that's what it usually is. I'm hoping not, though. I hope they change that. So what's the catch, right? What sucks about these new accounts? So they do have a tight daily loss limit. It's honestly not that tight. It's an alright daily loss limit. It actually saves you from blowing your account. So it's not even that bad. Uh Now though, it's max 6 payouts for accounts before evaluation for live or back to sim. Before it was after your 5th payout, on your 6th payout, you can request 100% of your accounts. That's what I'm hoping to do with my legacy accounts, but we'll see. Also, a new thing is that they don't have 250k and 300k accounts. But honestly, it's like the 250k and 300k accounts were they they're not bad, but they were harder to pass, right? They have a huge amount of money that you needed to make. The only good thing about the 250k and 300k accounts is the payout cap was a bit bigger. That's like the only good thing. And maybe the drawdown. So that doesn't really suck. And then a higher minimum daily profit to count as a trading day, which I didn't put here, but I think it's like 150 a day for, no, it's like 250 actually. I should double check. Let's see here really quick. End of day trailing drawdown. PA accounts. Let's see where it is. But yeah, honestly, I do like the new rules. Oh, this is also good to know. They do have an inactivity rule. Let's double check what that is. Um To keep you must record at least 2 trading days with $50 or more in net profit within 30 days. Okay, so you need at least 2 small winning days a month, which should not be hard unless you're on a nasty losing streak. I can't find the how much money you need per day. Um, but it doesn't matter. I mean, if you have a winning day, it's most likely gonna count. I think it's like 200 or 250. But last thing I want to talk about is it's not a new dashboard, but it's more of a new way to request a payout, right? On their thingy here. So this is an example of my funded account right now, right? And if you're wondering where it is, it's on accounts. You go to account details and then it pops you up right here. I have some evals. Let's go down to the funded account, the PAs. You can see right here, total profit is 3,000, right? Meaning, if I click here on payout, it's going to show you what you need in order to request a payout. If you look at my account, everything's green, right? So I could request a payout if I wanted to right now. I think the payout would be like, I think $500 on this account. Um, but I only need like 2 winning days to request a max payout, which is why I'm not requesting the payout right now. But let's just say I wanted to request a payout. I'd be eligible because I've gotten all of these rules down here. I've gotten 8 trading days. I've gotten 5 days with $50 or more. And then the consistency rule is good. Everything's good. So I'm pretty sure this is how they're not going to deny any payouts. Is just it's kind of like Top Step, right? If you don't have certain things met, you won't be able to request, which is why Top Step doesn't deny any payouts because you can't request a payout if you're not eligible to. Um, but yeah, I think this update is really cool. We'll see if it lasts, right? A lot of people are saying, "Oh, what other prop firm does this? Nobody does this because it doesn't make any money for the prop firm." But if we look at statistics when it comes to traders, I think it's like over 90% of traders fail with prop firms. Why do so much people fail with prop firms? Because they do stupid shit, right? They full port their account. they rush the funded process. And you guys know, I mean, you overtrade, you over leverage. That's what 90% of people do. So why don't you focus on what the top 5, top 1% people do? Which, if you look at them, if you look at me, for example, I've gotten payouts with Apex. What do I do that separates me from that 90%? I take it slow. I actually have a system that I follow every single month. I don't have a high win rate. I don't have a high risk reward ratio. I literally just take it slow and I take it serious. I don't trade like it's a hobby. I trade like it's a business. Okay, so that'd be my best advice for you guys, is just don't be like most people. Most people rush through everything because they're just focused on the money. If you just slow down and focus on your process, on your system, I promise you, you'll see some success. Okay, if you guys want 90% off, you could use code Lonnie. Thank you to everyone who's been using my code. This sale does end. When is it? In 8 days. Okay, so you do have a bit of time to load up on these accounts. Um, I don't know when's the next time they'll have a 90% sale, but you guys know they do it pretty frequently. So we'll see. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, I love you guys. Thank you for all the support. You guys always show me love every single video, and I honestly really appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you for watching.